Right, I'm going to be doing a tutorial of bright hot rod red nails in Gelish with some lovely lace stamping over the top. Quite a Halloween look as it's coming up. So firstly, you would usually shape and buff the nail. I've already buffed, as I've just done a previous video. So then what you need to do once you've done that is obviously just shape that nail, those nails, make sure that they're a nice shape. As you can see, they're not all the same length, but I'm waiting for that little one to catch up. Right, so now what we're going to do, just cleanse that nail plate with this, which is my nail and file antiseptic spray. Quite important just to completely cleanse that nail before you put any gel on the top. We don't want any nasties under there. Give them a good rub. Right, so now what we need to do, pop your pH bond, which is your dehydrator, just to, you know, completely dehydrate that nail, well not completely, but dehydrate that nail plate. So it's all prepared, ready for the gelish or gel polish. This doesn't matter too much with the gelish one if you do get it on the surrounding skin. It just dehydrates the nail plate, and you might find if you have a client who has fairly oily nail plates, you might need to do twice, and to possibly just around the outside of that nail plate, just to make sure that that gel adheres really well. I found with a couple of clients that when the gel nail just like popped off, the reason for that was having a slightly more oily nail plates than others. But we've remedied that with double pH bonding and doing a bit on the surrounding skin. Right, there's your pH bond. Now we need to do your foundation. This doesn't need to be too thick. I am doing my right hand with my left hand, which is not my strongest hand. So you might have to bear with me if I look a little bit awkward. Right, now I'm going to go away and cure those in my LED lamp for 30 seconds, and then we'll pop some colour on. Right, the colour I'm going to be using today is Cruising the Boulevard. Lovely bright red. So with our first coat, we want quite a thin coat. Let the brush do some of the work by applying a little bit of pressure, especially near those outside walls. This is fairly awkward doing it with my left hand, but we're getting there. So as you can see, even after one coat, it still gives quite a good colour. I'm gonna now finish the rest. Right, so I've gone ahead, I've painted all those with my Gelish, and I've cured those in the lamp for 30 seconds. That's after one coat. I'm now gonna pop the second coat on, and I'll show you. Right, this is after the second coat. So lovely, nice red. I'm now gonna use my top it off, which is this, just to seal it, and then after that I'll be doing my nail art. I tend to do a top it off just to seal that colour in before I do any stamping, just in case that stamp doesn't come out quite right and you want to redo it. You can then always take it back off, whereas if you haven't top coated, it can ruin that colour a little bit. Right, so there's my top it off on that one. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest. Right, I've cured the top coat. Now I'm going to remove the sticky layer with my cleanse. You have to remember to do this or your stamp will not stick to that nail and you'll then have to go back and do it again. Just cleanse that top. Don't worry if you get a little bit of colour on the pad, it's quite normal. There we go, cleansed, nice and shiny. Now we're going to do the stamping. For this lace I'm going to use the Bridal Plate by Muyu. It's plate number 6. I absolutely love Muyu, they're amazing. Right, I only got these yesterday and I've had a little play around. As you can see, there's lots of lovely lace designs on there. Now for this design, I'm going to be using this design here, so that we see some of the red on half the nail, and so that it looks like lace has been placed over the end. Right, just grab my scraper. Now I just have a really basic scraper and a basic stamper. A bit messy, but they do get messy. You will need your non-acetone polish remover, acetone free as you can see, so that doesn't touch your nice gelish or gel polish that you've just applied. And I'm going to be using the black Stamping Muyu nail polish. Right, I'll do one to show you and then I'll go away and I will finish them off. So I like to open everything ready, make sure I'm all prepared, pop a little bit of polish remover on there, clean your stamper. Right, don't need too much of this as it does really go a long way. You have to be fairly quick. As you can see, that has picked that up really beautifully. Yeah, right, so I'm going to do my little finger first gonna roll that on. There we go. So that is the first one done, and then I will clean up the edges later. So I'm going to go away and finish the rest of those now, and then I'll be back. Right, as you can see, I've gone back in and I've done all those with the stamping plate. I think it's absolutely gorgeous, but I think it just needs something that little bit more, especially for Halloween. So I'm going to add a coat of Vegas Nights, which you'll see is a lovely, slightly shimmery, well, it's a holographic tiny glitter, which you can use as a top coat over any Gelish colour, just to give them that little bit extra. Let's get a good angle. Just want a little bit of sparkle, just to make these even more special. And then after that I will top coat again, just to seal that all in nice and well, so they do last that 3 weeks. Right, so I'm going to cure these for 30 seconds and then put my top coat on. Right, here is the finished design. Lovely if you've got a nice lace dress or Halloween party. And I mean, this lace could go over any colour. You could have it over a lovely nude, or you could have it over, you know, in light pink. Just absolutely gorgeous. Also, the lace stamping in like a white stamping polish is absolutely gorgeous over a pink nail, or, you know, a pastel light blue. Really pretty. It gives a completely different look. These look quite vampy, but if you wanted to go for more of a girly sort of type thing with these lovely lace stamping plates, all you need to do is just pop a pastel colour and do the stamping in a white, and it just completely changes it to a nice girly look. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed my tutorial. I hope to see you again soon.